tragic loss for the family. It's been about 23 years ago now, I guess. And the Jeep that Larry was driving from Fairmont back to Morgantown, a used vehicle that he purchased, overturned on I-79 at the Mon-Marion County line. When overturned, the fuel tank ruptured and it burst into flames. Several days later, Larry was removed from life supports and quietly passed. Not long after that, a roadside memorial popped up at the accident site. And it was well maintained for a number of years. Driving through Marshall County, Ohio County, heck, any place in the state of West Virginia, I occasionally see these roadside memorials. I know there's at least one, maybe two, between here and Wheeling, along Route 2 that I see over on the right-hand side of the road. Our cemeteries are full of memorial plaques and headstones. It's a normal human response to great loss. Long ago, a mother lost a son. And it's not likely, though, that she even went back to the place where he died. You know, there's not much chance she'd want to sit by a cross. And the cross on this hill was the instrument of her son's most cruel and painful death. And she'd been there to witness it. So where could she go to remember? Surely not to the hill called Mount Calvary. Did she want her to erect a memorial? Did she want some place she could visit and just think about her son? Did she want her to erect a pillar of stones in his memory in his hometown? Did she want to post a sign at the sites of some of his most famous miracles? Or how about maybe she wanted to go to the home of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus and turn it into a shrine or a museum in her son's honor? Her people, after all, had a strong tradition of building memorials. We talked about it here a couple Sundays, 2 or 3 Sundays ago. You know, the patriarch Jacob set up memorials to mark decisive events in his life, as did Joshua, remember, after they crossed the Jordan River and he took the stones and piled them up as a memorial. Surely maybe the thought crossed her mind, how can I remember my son? How can we all remember it? Perhaps she heard from the disciple John that on the night before her son died, that even he, her son, had talked about being remembered. They'd all been eating and hanging out together when suddenly Jesus took some bread and gave it to all of the disciples and said a brief prayer of thanks and told them to take and eat it. This is my body, which is given for you, he said. Do this in remembrance of me. But this is all just speculation. We don't know if Mary ever went to the tomb where they took her son when he died. Who could know the great agony she endured from Friday to Sunday morning? Even the care that she received from the beloved disciple John, her son's best friend, couldn't have done much to alleviate the pain and anguish. Then the news came. The tomb's empty. And after that initial question and confusion subsided, much of what she heard Jesus say had come flooding back to her. She would never need to visit a cross or a tomb. She would never need to erect a pile of stones. She would never need to build a roadside memorial. Her son, who was dead, in fact, is alive. He's alive. While Mary, Jesus' mother, may not have felt like she needed to go to the tomb that first Easter morning, two other Marys did. This very same instinct that drives people to the site of a crash may have carried Mary Magdalene, close disciple of Jesus, and another Mary, identified a few verses earlier as the mother of James and Joseph, to the tomb early on that Sunday morning. They came not with a handmade cross and plastic flowers, but with oil and spices. They didn't come to set up a roadside memorial, but to take care of the body of the one that they had followed, the one who loved them and accepted them when no one else did. They came prepared to do the only thing they could think of to honor the memory of Jesus. Last week sometime, Dawn and I drove by a cemetery, and I don't even remember where it was at. It was a beautiful afternoon, and the sun was shining, and we drove by a cemetery and saw several folks out in the cemetery putting Easter flowers on the graveside, setting Easter flowers up on the headstones and sprays over the top. It'll happen again at the end of next month on Memorial, or some of the old timers, my grandma used to call it Decoration Day. When I can remember my grandma on my mom's side, my granddad and my aunt, they would get flowers and flowers and flowers, and for 2 days they traveled from one cemetery to another, where all the family members were buried, and decorate the grave sites. And thus they called it Decoration Day. Like Mary and Mary, it's all they can think of to do. They want people to know, to remember, and to care. But the Marys never get to their task. Before they can get to Jesus' body, they're greeted by an angel who tells them that no memorial is needed for Jesus. The one who was crucified has been raised from the dead. He's no longer in the tomb. And we hear it every Easter. Especially us who've grown up in the church, from little itty bitties to bald-headed old guys. We hear it every Easter, and we've grown up with it. Oh yeah, I know. Same old Easter story this year as last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. But in fact, Jesus did. And there's no need for a memorial. And so in the Mary's confusion, they run to tell the disciples what they've seen and what they've heard. And along the way, they meet this resurrected Jesus. And they want to hold on to him and worship him, but he instructs them to go on to find the disciples and to tell them that to meet him in Galilee. The one that they thought was in his final resting place is instead on the move. Jesus is out and moving. He's still calling to follow him. Our instinct to mark and remember upheaval, crisis, or life-changing events is a good one. There's nothing wrong with it. As noted earlier, marking places where significant life-altering events occur is an ancient practice. We didn't think of it. Folks were piling up stones long before we ever came along. After his dream about the staircase between heaven and earth, Jacob marked the spot. He took the stone that he used for a pillow and he stood it on its end and he poured oil over it, anointing it, and named the place. He wanted to remember what had happened there. Mary went to the tomb to mark the spot where their lives had changed. They wanted to remember and honor the one who had significantly altered the trajectory of their life. Family and friends erect and care for roadside memorials and crest mark the spot where their lives changed in an instant. They seek to honor and remember those they love. On Easter Sunday, we too come to remember when life changed forever. We come to remember that Jesus, the one who cares for us, who loves us and accepts us, even when it seems that no one else does, has been raised from the dead. He's alive. Death's been defeated. Life wins. Thus, no memorials are needed, except one. One memorial is needed. And that memorial is our lives. By following Jesus, by giving Jesus our very lives, we offer living memorials to Jesus. You and I can be living memorials to Jesus. Jesus calls us to follow Him in the places we know, to follow Him at work, to follow Him at school. We got a couple of seniors here who will be graduating in 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe they're going into some places they don't follow Him there as well. Follow Him with friends in conversation and in ministry to our communities. The one who has shown us resurrected life calls us to share that new life with others. We're to tell others about what He's done for us and to offer them the love, the grace, and the healing that we've received from Him. He calls us to take signs and stand out along the street and hold them up and tell Jesus about people. He calls us to tell folks at work, to share our faith story, to tell folks, not to judge folks, not to condemn folks, but just to tell folks what Jesus means to us. Is that so frightening? Is that so scary? Are you so afraid that someone might call you a religious fanatic and embarrass you? Huh? We're called to be living memorials for Jesus. Not hidden memorials, not buried memorials, not dead memorials, but living memorials for Jesus. The one who's shown us resurrected life calls us to share that new life with others. We're to tell others about what He's done for us and to offer them love and grace and healing that we've received from Jesus. We're not to be condemning. Just tell them about Jesus and the love of Jesus. To honor Jesus, to remember where our lives were changed forever. No memorials needed. We celebrate Jesus instead with a changed and resurrected life. That's how we do it. Jesus is alive and calling us to follow Him still today. Death has been defeated. Does that mean we won't die? No, that doesn't mean we won't experience a mortal death. But death has been defeated. Life wins. And our lives should stand as a memorial to that fact. Amen?